Hello everyone, and thanks for tuning into the Financial Investor channel. My name is Brent, and today we're going to be going through my entire portfolio. I have consolidated it on a list here, and we're going to be going through the entire list of what stocks I hold, what ETFs I hold, what funds I hold. These are across all of my accounts: M1 Finance, Merrill Edge, my Thrift Savings Plan, my Roth 401k, and we're going to be going through all these stocks to see what percentage allocation I have invested in each stock, what percentage allocation I have in each specific sector, and then what sectors I am not currently invested in. So that is what we're going to be covering in today's video. So if you are brand new to the channel, hit that subscribe button below. Give the video a thumbs up if you do enjoy it, find it helpful. And of course, if you have any comments, questions, going over anything in the portfolio, stock market, real estate, personal finance, drop it in the comment section below. I will always read and reply to all your guys' comments. And let's go ahead and get into it. We're back. So I'm inside the spreadsheet here that I have created. These are all the stocks that I'm invested in, all the funds, all the ETFs that I'm invested in throughout my M1 Finance account, the taxable account, my Merrill Edge IRA, Roth IRA, my Thrift Savings Plan, and my Roth 401k at work. I don't believe I'm missing anything. As far as what I'm tracking, these are all of the stocks, funds, ETFs that I'm invested in. I also have the allocation, so we're going to be covering the sector, company name, the ticker symbol, and the allocation percentage allocated towards each specific company, and as a whole sector, how much percent am I holding of that sector. So that's what we're going to be covering today. Let's go ahead. So conglomerate here, triple M, ticker symbol MMM, could be considered a conglomerate. It could be considered an industrial goods. In this, I have considered a conglomerate, and that is my only conglomerate, making up 0.94% of my total portfolio. So I only hold one conglomerate there, and that makes up 0.94% of my total portfolio. They're a great company there, and I do plan on adding maybe another one or two in conglomerates in there. I've been looking at Honeywell and UTX, ticker symbol HON and UTX. Those are a couple that I've been looking at, but really there's so many stocks out there. I don't want to be buying too many more. My consumer goods here is what we're jumping into next. Those are General Mills, ticker symbol GIS, Kellogg's, ticker symbol K, Kimberly-Clark, ticker symbol KMB, Altria Group, ticker symbol MO, Avery Dennison, ticker symbol AVY, and I should have 5 consumer goods, so I do have a count of 5 there. And my consumer goods here, they make up 5.18%. 5.18% is how much my consumer goods makes of my total portfolio there. So jumping down into finance. Now finance, I have this sort of broken up. I have my finance is broken up into REITs, asset management companies, traditional banks, so JP Morgan being my only traditional bank, and I have my insurance company in there. So my financials, you got to have a little bit of assets, insurance, and traditional financing and companies, and then I have my REITs in there as well. So my asset management company is ticker symbol NLY, and that is a very small percentage, only 0.03. My REITs here, I have 6 REITs, and they make up around a pretty good percentage of my total portfolio. I really like to be invested in REITs. So REITs make up 5.16%. And that is my REITs. I'm not going to be including them in their own sort of sector. I'm going to be just wrapping them into the finance sector. UNM, that is my insurance company there. So Unum Group is ticker symbol UNM, and they do insurance and such. And then my financial, as far as financial institutions, I believe JP Morgan is a better financial institution than Wells Fargo, Citibank, Goldman Sachs, and a few others out there. I believe JP Morgan is one of those ones that is strongest of the financials groups, and they're actually going earnings, I believe, next Tuesday, so I'm looking forward to them. Now, my financials of my entire portfolio, let's go ahead and highlight the financials. They make up 7.19% of my total portfolio, 7.19, and I have 9 financials. So financials, while I don't like to hold them, they do make up a large portion of my portfolio, and it's mainly just REITs. I really like to hold REITs, and they are invested within the Roth IRA and the IRA. I kind of want to sell them out of my IRA and move them into the Roth IRA. That way I don't ever have to pay taxes on them. At 59.5, they'll be completely tax-free, and they'd have paid so much by then. So those are the financials there. Sliding down into the healthcare, we have 3 healthcare stocks here. We have AbbVie, ticker symbol ABBV. We have Johnson & Johnson, ticker symbol J&J. And we have Pfizer, ticker symbol PFE. Now, my healthcare here, I would like to increase my healthcare. I do have Cardinal Health. Cardinal Health would be considered a healthcare and services company. They make medical devices, and they produce different services across the country and across the globe there. So including them here in the bunch, that healthcare makes up 5.36 of my total portfolio. So Cardinal Health, ticker symbol CAH, all of those are great companies. You probably recognize them. AbbVie, Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, Cardinal Health, all great companies. They make up 5.36% of my portfolio, and those are my healthcare. So those are my four main healthcare companies. Jumping down into industrial goods, again, Triple M could be considered an industrial goods. Some people consider it, some people don't, and it's actually a conglomerate. But so industrial goods, I hold Caterpillar, ticker symbol CAT, Lockheed Martin, ticker symbol LMT, Stanley Black & Decker, ticker symbol SWK. And again, if we wanted to include Triple M in this, then, Triple M, MMM, we've already kind of covered that. Now, all great companies in Stanley Black & Decker, Lockheed Martin, Caterpillar, and Triple M there, that makes up 5%. But because Triple M is a conglomerate, I don't really include it, so we're not going to include it here. So my industrial goods here, I'm going to go ahead and put 4.08% of my total portfolio. I think these are all strong, very strong industrial goods. My S&P 500 funds, I hold a couple. I hold VU. That is within my wife's taxable account on M1 Finance. I hold the S&P 500. What is this one? Oh, the C fund. My thrift savings plan is primarily invested in the C fund over, the military fund that I had. That makes up 27.41% of my total portfolio, and that is invested towards the S&P 500. It has a very low expense ratio. I believe it's like 0.01%, so I kind of leave it there, let it do its thing. And then I have the S&P 500 3 times leverage fund. I plan on selling this. I just haven't got to a really good buying or selling opportunity here, and that's 0.23%. So these S&P 500 funds, they make up 28.82% of my total portfolio. Now we're going to be jumping down into the services. Services here, I have Tatron Components, ticker symbol TAIT, Lowe's, ticker symbol LOW, ABM Industries, ticker symbol ABM. We have Walmart, ticker symbol WMT. So those are my services companies there, and my services makes up 3.72%. I would like to increase my services, but at the same time, I consider Apple a technology services company. They're not just doing technology now, they're also branching off and becoming more services driven. So I kind of included that. Apple is a very large portion of my portfolio. I hold it with my wife's M1 Finance Roth IRA. I hold it within my IRA account. So Apple as a whole makes up 22.14% of my total portfolio. Now, if we're just looking at the other technology companies here, I have AT&T, ticker symbol T, and Cisco Systems, ticker symbol CSCO. So my technology, just with three stocks, makes up 25.4% of my total portfolio. That's a very large portion there. And then my two utilities, my last two companies here are ticker symbol ED. This is Consolidated Edison, and then Southern Company, ticker symbol SO. And those are very small positions right now. I do plan on continuing to grow those, and those make up 1.45% of my total portfolio. Now, over within my Roth 401k, I have two Vanguard funds. I have the Vanguard Growth Index Institution, and this is invested in Google, Amazon, Apple, Netflix, and many other companies out there. This one's more of a growth one. I believe over the past 10 years, it's had a change percentage over year, an average increase of around 14%, right in that range. And then my other one here that I invest in is the Vanguard Institutional Index. And this is, again, 8.96% of my total portfolio. And this one is mainly dividend stocks driven, so it does hold Johnson & Johnson, Apple, and a few other stocks here that grow and pay out dividends. And those both pay out dividends within my Roth IRA. I make about $30 of dividends every quarter, and I just started my Roth 401k last year in January as I started my job at my new company. So those funds make up 17.87% of my total portfolio. So we actually kind of got out. So I don't actually hold any basic materials. I don't plan on buying any basic materials. It's not just one of those things I like to buy and hold. I do have 3 industrial goods, and I do have 4 services. I do have 3 technologies and 2 utilities. So here I hold my single stocks. I have 31 single stocks just individually, and those only make up a smaller portion of my portfolio. About 50% of my portfolio is invested in single stocks and 50% is invested in funds. So my Vanguard Growth Institutional Index, that's a fund. My Vanguard Institutional Index is another fund here. My S&P 500 Thrift Savings Plan, these leverage funds, these VU, that makes up 46.69% of my total portfolio. So that's roughly 50% of my total portfolio is invested in an ETF or a fund. So a lot of investors have seen my portfolios and they said, hey, why are you so invested in single stocks? Aren't you invested in any ETFs or funds or such? And I'm already invested pretty heavily outside of my M1 Finance, my Merrill Edge account. You know, what's inside those are just a small portion. If we're looking at just what's invested here, probably within my wife's M1 Finance account, they only make up 22% of my total portfolio. Maybe a few others here down towards the bottom. So maybe my wife's M1 Finance portfolio only makes up maybe 25-30% of my total assets that we actually kind of show and stuff. And the rest is between funds on the Thrift Savings Plan, on my Roth 401k. And my Roth 401k at work just continues to grow semi-weekly. I add more cash to it from my salary, and then I get a company match. And that actually probably outweighs my Roth IRA contributions as far as I can invest in the Roth IRA. I'm only able to invest up to $6,000 within the Roth IRA. My Roth 401k with the 5% match actually puts me above the limits of the Roth IRA contribution of $6,000 for the year. So that is all that I wanted to cover. So here, if we do look here, I'm going to go ahead and do a equals sum, and we're looking at column E, sum, E2 through E37. So here, everything here within the E column, when we add every single one of those percentages up, those total percentages there make up 100% of my total portfolio. So there we go. I have 5 consumer goods stocks. I have 9 financials, 4 healthcare, 3 industrial goods, 4 services, 3 technology, 2 utility, and only 1 conglomerate. So those are all my stocks here within all of my accounts across different brokers, across different plans and such. So let me know in the comment section below. Did you guys enjoy that content? Did you does it help you in any way? I know a lot of investors out there are looking to get started and invested in single stock allocations, but I don't believe it's the best way to start your portfolio. You need to create your base first. So I have my base over my Thrift Savings Plan, my Roth 401k. I do have a little bit of S&P 500 on my wife's M1 Finance account, but the majority is held elsewhere, and I'm constantly investing in it every single 2 weeks. Plus, this doesn't include my wife's, her own funds at work and stuff like that. So these are just a few of them. And that is it. If you guys are brand new to the channel, have not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button below. If you have any comments, questions going over any of the stocks, funds that I'm invested in, let me know in the comment section below. I always read and reply to all your guys' comments. And of course, if that's it. So thank you all for tuning in. I will see you next time. Have a great day. Bye.